So Islam Makhachev just absolutely dominated Jack Della Maddalena, and this fight nearly played out exactly to how Hamzat versus DDP. Even the build-up, everybody was talking about Jack Della Maddalena. Everybody was talking about DDP on how, these guys don't get taken down. They get up to their feet so quickly. They're working with some of the best guys in the world to work on their training to be able to defeat these heavy wrestlers. And then in the fight, not only did they lose these fights, but they ended up getting dominated, and they ended up putting zero resistance against any takedown. Islam Makhachev had the easiest takedowns of his life in this fight. His single legs, he would get a trip immediately. Even his double legs, there wasn't a single heavy sprawl from Jack Della Maddalena. Same with DDP. DDP got taken down on the very first shot. He didn't put up any resistance. He didn't scramble. He didn't sprawl. He didn't do anything. And same with Jack Della Maddalena. And a lot of people thought that both these guys would have been the people to stop their opponents respectively. Now, after JDM got dominated by Islam, people were talking about the same things they were talking about with Chimaev and DDP, and how both these fighters who won were so boring. These guys are super boring. All they do is lay on top. Never say these guys have an entertaining fight ever again. I mean, look at this tweet from the boy MMA guru. He said, amazing performance from Makhachev. Don't you just love to watch as he lays on top control in half guard for 4 minutes every round and does zero effing damage whatsoever? Amazing win. Wicked performance. Wow. How fun to watch this inbred freak doing his thing. Even Ilia Topuria was talking about how Jack needs an entire camp dedicated just to wrestling. What a disappointment of a champion. You should go to Georgia to learn something. Islam, you need something you can't train. Emotion. You're the most boring thing in this game. Every day I'm more certain I put you to sleep. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna come here and tell you guys, oh dude, you should be completely entertained by Jack Della Maddalena and Islam. You should be super entertained by this fight. You should be super entertained by Chimaev versus DDP. You need to be entertained, and if you're not entertained, you're a freaking casual. I'm not gonna sit here and say that because, to be honest, I wasn't too entertained either. I like DDP, I like Chimaev, but I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the most entertained by either of these fights. But I do have to say one thing. If you do not like this fight, if you think this fight is boring, you do not get on the case of Chimaev and Islam. You do not blame Islam and Chimaev. You cannot blame these guys because what they were doing is exactly what they needed to do. It is on the opponent. Now, let me explain what I'm trying to say here. So, Islam Makhachev was taking Jack down. He was in half guard, but in half guard, he was trying to set up a submission. Maybe he wasn't going for devastating ground and pound by posturing up and landing huge elbows. Maybe he wasn't trying to do this because this led to opportunities for Jack to get up to his feet. But he was at least trying to go for submissions. Islam was putting himself in risky positions to get submissions. He was trying to set up a guillotine. He was trying to set up a Darce choke, but Jack didn't let him. Jack's only goal was to defend the submissions. People talk about Islam laying in half guard. What about Jack accepting half guard? Jack was the guy who was laying in half guard. He didn't let Islam pass, and you don't want Islam to pass. So that's good, right? He didn't let Islam get a submission. He didn't want Islam to get a submission. But at the same time, sometimes when you know you're losing a round, sometimes when you know you're losing a fight, you need to expose yourself to getting submitted if you want to get up to your feet. You have to blame Jack for this fight, for being so boring, because he needed to get up to his feet. He needed to, maybe I get choked out here, but at least I can go it on my shield. This is the problem. Same thing with DDP. DDP accepted side control. He was just bucking every now and again, but he didn't do anything. Whenever Chimaev would get him down, he just didn't let Chimaev get his hooks in, and then he was just okay with being in that position. I mean, it's super easy. Hey, guys, I feel like a lot of people don't know. It's really easy to not get submitted if your only goal is to not get submitted. If you tuck your chin, control your arms, grab your own arms and just sit in a ball like this, it's easy to not get submitted because you're not giving any opportunities to your opponent to submit you. But you're also giving yourself zero opportunities as well to get up to your feet to do any damage. So you blame Jack, you blame DDP. Now, Couple things I also want to talk about this fight. I want to talk about how exactly this fight went, where I see Jack Della making some critical errors. First error I saw from Jack Della Maddalena, his distance was off. His lead leg was a little bit too heavy to the point where Islam was just destroying that lead leg. Okay, we all saw Jack's leg get absolutely brutalized by Islam. And then that was just on the feet. You know, his distance control was off. He didn't have any power. He wasn't backing Islam up to the cage. And in that fight, when Islam was getting takedowns, there was zero resistance, zero sprawling. A double leg and you're not sprawling. I feel like double legs you don't really see all too often getting people down as easy as this. And maybe Islam has like some next level speed. We saw Renato Moicano talk about how fast Islam was on the takedowns after his fight with Islam. But I mean, Islam was just shooting single legs, getting the trip. I mean, this is one of Islam's best takedowns. How do you not have a defense for this? You know, did he only train BJJ submission defense with Craig Jones? We also saw Islam shooting double legs and he got it super easily, right? And then even on the ground, Jack Della Maddalena was accepting half guard. His coaches were screaming at him, don't accept half guard. The whole camp we trained, we made sure we never went into half guard. Jack Della was also trying to go for that octopus guard where he goes under the arm and he puts his arm around the body of Islam. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it too well, but Islam just did the super easy defense of crossface, push down, flatten him out on the back where he couldn't do anything. I mean, in half guard, you don't want to be flat on your back. You want to be all the way on one hip so you can get out, you can get an underhook. Jack had a lot of things he needed to do and he did zero of it. Pretty disappointing from Jack Della Maddalena. I mean, he brought zero fight to this and that's the reason why it was such a boring fight. You know, Volk is a super high level fighter. That's why he made it a super exciting fight against Islam in the first fight. It's because he's really good. But Jack, I mean, got a little bit exposed today. And looking back, you know, that Bilal versus Jack fight, you ask yourself, could Bilal have beaten Jack Della Maddalena? I'm not sure. I kind of was fairly confident in Jack beating Bilal, but a lot of people are mad at Islam. But I might do a little bit of a breakdown on Islam and who he should fight next. I see a lot of people calling for Kamaru Usman to get that fight next, and it's just like, I prayed to God. I literally am praying Kamaru Usman does not get that title shot. Please, do not let Kamaru Usman get that title shot. This guy is what? 1-4 in his last 5 or 1-3 in his last 4. He's beaten absolutely nobody. He beat Joaquin Buckley, Joaquin Buckley is absolute trash, absolute garbage. Do not give Kamaru Usman the title shot. Kamaru needs to fight a real up-and-comer like Morales, like Prates before he gets a title shot. Do not give Kamaru Usman that title shot. I think if Ian Gary beats Bilal Muhammad, you give Ian Gary that title shot. I think this is Ireland versus Dagestan 2. This is a great fight. It's an exciting fight. I think Ian Gary will try to win. And I think he poses a lot more threat than Jack Della Maddalena. I'm really excited for Ian Gary Bilal. I think that's going to determine whether or not he gets the next title shot. But you cannot do Kamaru Usman, guys. You cannot. I refuse. We need to get a GoFundMe for saying Kamaru does not get the shot. But let me know your guys' thoughts, okay? I want to know your guys' thoughts, specifically on the boringness of this fight. Don't even get me started on that co-main event. I mean, don't even get me started. But let me know your guys' thought on this main event. Is it boring? Who do you blame for being so boring? I want to know, guys. Please tell me. Are you upset with Islam? Or are you upset with Jack Della Maddalena? Or are you just happy that your boy Islam won? Or are you just sad that your boy Jack lost? Let me know your guys' thoughts. Please, let me know your thoughts. It's been your boy Dag May, and I'm signing out. Peace.